Hey, what's up? It's your girl Nique, and you're tuned in to Nique at Night. And tonight we are going to be getting the response from the mother that is attached to the story with the mom and the dad who reunited their child after 10 years. Now, on my platform, we already spoke to the father and got his side of the story. And tonight we are going to get the mother side of the story. Now, if you don't know which story I'm talking about, I'm going to give you just a quick recap before we hear from her. So basically, a mom and a dad, I guess they basically had this TikTok video where the daughter was reuniting with the father for the first time. And after that situation happened, there was kind of a little bit back and forth between the father making claims, the mom making claims. And then I wanted to get his side, and now we're going to get her side. Now, I'm going to show you guys the video that went viral really quickly just to catch you guys up to speed for those of you guys who this is the first video that you're seeing so that you won't be lost. But be sure to check out my interview with the dad if you can first before this one, and then you can see why what the mother is responding to. Okay. With that being said, this is the video right here that goes viral.
My daughter thinks she's going to a sleepover, but I'm taking her to meet her dad for the first time in almost 10 years. I left when she was 2 weeks old. He flew in.
Okay, so after that video, there was drama a little bit between the mom and the dad. The dad was posting up receipts. The mom was posting up receipts. People were painting the dad as a deadbeat dad, saying that it was no excuse. And then there were people who were congratulating him. People were saying that the mom was a bitter baby mom, and they said that she was trying to make it difficult. And why did she leave after 2 weeks, et cetera, et cetera. So I decided to reach out to the father to get his side of the story. And that is part one of this for me on my platform. So definitely go and see that video. Now, the mom is now responding to what the father had to say in this video, and that is the interview that I will be conducting with her tonight. She's going to be given a response to these following allegations.
My daughter was born. I was there for the birth. And like I said, 2 weeks later, she just up and gone. I was at work. So the last text I got was bring her some milk home. You feel me? So from there, I get home, everything gone. I don't know nothing. We didn't have no argument. Everything was gone. We ain't have nothing serious to where I'm putting you in harm's way on my child or your children. You feel me? So it's just, I was just shocked and it was like, okay, what am I supposed to do? So, I mean, there's like, you can't kidnap your own child. So it's really a civil matter. So once I found that I was a civil matter, I went to juvenile court. You feel me? Tried to go ahead and put myself on child support so I can attain rights. She did not show up. I didn't even have any information on her at the time.
Okay, so that's what he said. He said basically he came home out the blue. She was gone. There was nothing going on. There was no reason for her to leave. He didn't do anything physical. He wasn't putting her in harm's way. He said that he found out it was a civil matter. So then he tried to put himself on child support. He couldn't. So then he later said that he eventually got in contact with one of her friends. One of her friends gave him a P.O. box to where he could send his child items. He started to send his child items, and then after he was sending the child items, he says that the mom told him that her other two children's father wasn't giving them stuff, so she didn't want him to give her stuff because I guess it was making the other kids jealous. So then I guess he said from there, he stopped sending stuff in the P.O. box. Boom, fast forward to 2019. He then sees his daughter through FaceTime by getting in contact with her. They talk on FaceTime. He says throughout that time, he had no contact at all with the mom, none whatsoever. And then he said that he then seen the daughter for the first time in 2020. and then the story picks up from there. Watch the full interview with the father so you can get the full understanding of what he said, but I'm just trying to give you a quick backstory so that you understand what the mom is responding to if you didn't see that video. The father was basically saying he had nowhere to turn, he had no resources. He said he didn't know where to look, he didn't have any information on her, he didn't have any social media handles on her, he had no way, none whatsoever in 10 years to get in contact with his child. That's his story. We'll hear hers. Now, before I play what she has to say, y'all know I'm going to always, regardless, plug my business. And that is my website, www.niqueatnight.com. Now, go on over there, get you a cute coin off with the code NIGHTOWL, and see what might work for you. Okay? Now, let's hear what the mom has to say. Roll it. Hey, what's up? We have Rena here, who is basically responding to the video that I did yesterday with her child's father. Yesterday we got his side of the story. It's very viral. It's a touchy moment for I would say both parents involved, because there is an innocent child in the middle of it. So we want to hear from Rena. A lot of you guys were like, we got to hear her side. We want to hear from her. All right, so wait. I said I was about to roll it, but wait. While I'm doing this interview, I am very tuned in and I am listening and I'm trying to get everything that she's saying. So like when I zone in, I'm really like, you know, I got rest in B face. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me, my listening face. I looked back at the playback and I was like, girl. But, you know, I was just really trying to make sure I heard everything and made sure everything was answered. And I did not have to even ask her a lot of questions because I just told her to start from the beginning, and from the beginning, she just basically answered everything from what he said in the video, and she just kind of went in order, so I didn't really have to ask a lot. And then she also sent in receipts. So as she's telling the story, I'm going to input the screenshots that she gave me to go along with that part of the story. So basically, I'll just start it off with starting us from the beginning. So he's saying that he don't know why you left. You just left out of nowhere and things like that. So I guess start us from there and then just kind of walk us through.
Sure, no problem. Before I start letting you guys know, I'm having a hard time hearing her. So if I have to repeat myself or a question, that's why. So let me just tell that now. So why she acting and follow me here. I moved to that state for him. Okay. I was living in Atlanta. He was there. We met through a mutual friend of mine, and we were dating, doing the long distance thing. And eventually I moved there with my 2 children for him. That means I had no family. That means I had no friends. I had a job the whole time I was working out T-Mobile. You know, he was all I knew. He was all I had. The moment I moved for him, the boy drugged me. Okay. The boy, anything you can think of that I could go through, I went through. I wasn't allowed to wash clothes after a certain time. I had to vacuum the floor and leave lines in the carpet. He didn't want me making food, leftovers. He wanted a new meal every day. I had certain restrictions I had to go by. He was very strict when it came to the kids. My kids liked to play. We was 2-level, upstairs, downstairs. I would have to put them on the bed and say, let's play airplane. Whoever goes, let's play airplane. Let's see. We're creating this narrative of let's play and we're in this zone and da-da-da. They're not realizing I'm just trying to keep them off the floor. I'm trying to keep them from not making noise. Because if they make too much noise on the floor, he's going to come up the stairs with a belt. And then I'm in a position where I've moved for a man who revealed himself to me, and I have no one and nothing. There's nothing I could do. So in that moment, and as a mom, like, I don't put my kids in this. This is what I'm saying. Like, I never even wanted to have to do all this because it's shameful. Like, you would think, but when you have nothing, you left everything for this person, what do you do? So I have to do my best to make sure they don't realize the hell we're in, and to make sure I'm keeping him, you know, as cool as I can until I can divert a plan to get the hell up out of there. Okay? So truly living in hell. Mm-hmm. I secretly got a P.O. box while I was working at T-Mobile because my plan was to try to get out. Several times I was attempting to try to get out. I was attempting to try to try to, you know,
move away,
divert this plan. But I started getting garnished by U.S. Bank, girl. So being garnished, pregnant, 2 kids, I couldn't. I ended up having to go back. I ended up having to go back to his house. Like every time I was trying to like save enough money and divert this thing, and you know what I'm saying? Like every time I'm gonna do this. Something happened to where I had to go back. So one day we get into it, and he told me I had to get out. Now during this time, it was summertime, and my kids went to spend the summer with my mom every summer. So while they were going, we got into it, and he was like, you know what, you need to go. I'm like, I'm pregnant with his daughter. I'm like, where I'm gonna go? He was dead serious. I ended up in a shelter. I have that picture, pregnant with his kid in a state. I moved there for him with his child. Everybody like, it ain't his fault. I moved there for him. Okay? What do you mean? Even if the relationship doesn't work out, I'm the mother of your child and I'm pregnant. Let's decipher this and we can work this out later. But I'm sleeping on like a gym mattress, my boy. I'm sleeping on some BS in there. And then that night when I got there and seeing how the conditions was, I was like, I'm gonna drive back and just tell him I'm sorry. And we're gonna, and Rena, you're just gonna fake it till you make it until you can get up out there. I get up there, I watched a woman walk into the house. So he had somebody in there that night when I left was in the shelter. So I left. So boom, I'm saving my money. Eventually, my plan was since my kids were already gone for the summer, I was just going to lead in. I was having a complicated pregnancy. So boom, I'm like, okay, Rena, I don't know how safe that is. I was going to drive myself. I had preeclampsia and my legs were swelling up. I'm like, I don't think I'm telling the doctors my plans now. And you know what I'm going to do too is I'm going to reach out to that doctor because I'm pretty sure they still have all this on file because of course they keep record of just what I had to disclose because they checked on me afterwards because they knew the situation I was in. Okay. So boom, he ends up hitting me. I'm sorry. The story, the spiel. Come home. We're going to do it. We're going to, get it all together. Boom, boom. I say, okay. My kids fly back because school was starting. They fly back. We get there. The man was upset, Lord, because I was making leftover. I know it sounds stupid. I promise to God it sounds stupid, but it's the truth. I had seen in his phone that he was planning on going to cheat on me that night and go with a girl. They was going to go get Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm laying in the bed. I tell my sister, I got to go. This is it. I don't got nothing. I had went to the P.O. box. They had sent me my first maternity leave check. I got my check after I left. So let me back up here. I called my sister. I said, I got to go. Mm-hmm. I got my kids. I had a Hyundai Sonata. I grabbed everything I could of my kids. I didn't have anything. He sold and threw away all of my stuff once I left. I literally didn't have a pair of drawers, no cabin in my wrapping. I threw my kids in the car. I drove down to the...
I'm going to just pause you. According to him on the story, he says that he came back, and then when he came back, everything was gone. So you saying that your stuff was still there?
I had a Hyundai Sonata. You tell me how I'm gonna take everything in a Hyundai damn Sonata at 1, 2 in the morning with 3 kids. Okay, Google what a Hyundai Sonata look like. Okay,
I know it's small, like a little egg.
Girl, but I got 2 kids in the back seat, so I can't really utilize my back seat. All I can use is the floor space, the trunk, and the passenger seat. Okay, so I go down to the hotel. My mom is on the phone with the manager trying to see if we can pay for a hotel over the phone. They told her they wouldn't do it, so I had to sleep in the car with my kids. Now, mind you, he at this point hasn't hit me. So I tell my kids, whoever goes to sleep, the quick wins. To hope that they don't realize what's going on. Because as a mom, I just feel the worst at that point that I even got myself in a situation where that is my truth. Boom, my kids is all excited, girl. They in the back. They going with the plan. I'm in the front with my 2-year-old baby rock her. It's fall, it's cold. I can't run the gas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting there trying to make it due to the morning to where I can cash that check. I had a slow leak in my tire so I can fill this tire and so that I can get to where I got to get to. The police called me. He was trying to file charges for kidnapping. They told him he could not do that. I was her biological mother, that he would have to take me to court. Boom. That morning, I cashed a check. I plugged the slow leak in my tire, and my family wired me money from state to state to get here. The next day he called me. He said, I want to just check and make sure she's okay. I said, I'm on the way to Colorado. He cursed me out. Boom. That was it. Some of those pictures that you'll see that he had, mind you, I left it 2 weeks. So when he's posting pictures of her as a newborn, the ones that are just her, I had to send you those. The only way you have that is if I send it to you. Okay? I send him that. So I'm still communicating with him. No matter how bad he did me, this is about my kid. My first children's dad has life in prison. I know what it feels like for them to be empty because they can't have their dad. My dad didn't want nothing to do with me. I know how that feels. So I'm not going to keep that girl from her dad under no circumstances. The man then, I have to post of that. On her birthday in 2013, he Googled pictures of Colorado and posted it on his page to act like he came here to get her. His followers attacked me online like I was keeping his baby. Because mind you, he's the one with the platform. I'm just a, little country girl minding my business.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause you real quick. Your daughter was born in what year?
2011.
Okay, so he's saying, according to him on the other video, he said at 1 year you guys got him back in contact, I think, with the P.O. box or something like that. So you're saying in 2013, he then posted like he was trying to search for your daughter, and then his people knew your social media to be able to attack you like that.
He tagged me.
He knew your social media.
Huh?
So he knew your social media.
Yeah.
I'm just clarifying because he said that he didn't.
But if you look at, and please, whatever you do, please go get the screenshots, because all the way we're communicating when she was in her younger years is all through Instagram.
Okay. Did you ever, after your first attempt at going to the court, she didn't show up? Did you ever at any point go to the courts again within this 10-year span to try to see your child?
No, not in Tennessee. I went to Colorado, but it's still, you don't have any information on this person. You feel me? So it sounds easier than done.
Okay, so on August 23rd, 2013, she had a post, and on her post it says, so my daughter's father decided to Google pictures to show proof that he was in Colorado to see his daughter on her birthday. Not to mention posting pictures of the mountains with snow on them in 80-degree weather. That gun-ish ain't gonna work either. No, he hasn't really been a father, but today on her birthday, you could start with a simple call to tell her happy birthday. I could do the subliminals too, but it's my baby's day. I'm blessed to have her. Enjoy your day. So in the picture, it's a side-by-side photo of, I guess, a picture that he posted on his Instagram, and then a picture that she's seen that was just in Google, if you Google Colorado.
He's asking me, how is she? I'm telling him she's this, she's that. I'm communicating back and forth about his child. So how can you not, you don't know where I am and I ran off, but I'm communicating with you, and the only thing you're asking me is, how is she? You're not saying, hey, I'm ready, I'm coming to get my kid. You're not saying none of that. All you're asking me, but again, that was a hint to me he wasn't ready. It is not my job to force a man to be a man. I'm not, are you ready? You want to see her? No, I didn't judge him. I didn't do anything. All I did was tell him to update on his child when he asked me. Okay. So the man is posting pictures of Colorado, 2 different posts, acting like he's here. Them people is coming attacking me. The minute I figured out what he did, I put it on my page. He blocked me so that they couldn't see what he did. He had me blocked for years. He didn't contact me again till like 2017. He had me blocked, and I didn't bother the man. Now, mind you, again, let's go back to this gold digger narrative. I haven't put him on child support for 10 years. How? Take my opinion out and take his opinion out. Look at the facts. The facts are, I am a single mother of 5 children. Do you think I wanted to do this alone? Do you think I want to? Damn superwoman. See, the problem is people think there's something cute about being super and super independent. No, baby, it's not, okay? I don't have time to worry about me. I don't have time to gather my mental health. I have to push through no matter what narrative I'm put in, because I have no choice. Nobody wants that, bro. Nobody wants that. I wouldn't wish this shit on nobody. Do you hear me? I wouldn't wish this on nobody. To always have to be strong, to always have to, no, okay? but I never bashed him. You can't show me one post where I bashed I still have it. And I know the man dragging me, and I still haven't bashed him. He has had access to me, and I want you to read every text. He'll tell me, then I'll say, or when I do, he asks me, well, when can I see her? I'm like, bro, you can send her. Don't do that. We can make that arrangement. Don't paint the narrative like you can't see her. I have no problem. The only reason why I didn't send her there is because he told me I would never get her back. And with her being born there, and that's her father, you understand what I'm saying? I would be stuck here trying to play with the back and forth. So that's the only reason why I didn't send her there. Your girl needs the break. Your girl needs the help with his child. I work 16-hour days to make sure my kids are taken care of. I threw my daughter her own prom this year. I've been a boss, 2-time published author, motivational speaker. I've been about everything I stand for. I ain't bashed the man. I've taken care of these kids with my chin up with no issue. And when he was ready, when he hit me and said, I want to see my child, he came. So tell me this, if I was keeping him from his child, how'd he come here and see her? I got to let that happen. If I'm so bitter, I have to make that connection happen. He came twice. The problem is it's all funny. When he posted this story first, he posted that video first in December. Everybody on his post said nothing but positive things. No, everybody. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking, bro, I'm gonna post it and it's gonna be up and stuck. Okay. I'm not thinking that. I didn't expect the world, but what they're saying is what I deal with he's an emotionally detached person. That is the truth, bro. You see it in both videos, that's how he is, but that's his trauma and what he got to work on. It's still not for me to judge, but my daughter yearns for her father. Now let's get on the piece of, she had another nigga thinking he was her dad. I was going to ask you that next. Huh?
I said, I was going to ask you that next.
My baby dad, I was with for 6 years. We've been broken up for almost 4. So he's been in my life her whole life almost. Okay.
Is this the child's father after
him?
Okay.
After him. Because my first baby's father has okay, boom. So he's the father figure in life. He's helping me take her to appointments. He's doing all this and all that. But when she came to an age where she could decipher and understand, I told her, now that she's old enough and she can talk and she can get it, what I'm gonna tell a 3-year-old for? That ain't gonna work. She's not gonna comprehend. It ain't gonna make sense. On top of that, what am I gonna say? Okay, this is your dad, but then he don't want to be here. What am I gonna say? I'm not trying to paint him negatively, because then the question is, I can tell her about him, but if he still at that point is not ready, what good does that do me? On top of that, she's too young to understand. When she became of age, I told her, my daughter is a very, very, very emotional kid. If you look at the text message also, I begged him. I literally said, I beg you not to play with her. I begged him, no matter how he is or his shortcomings, she thinks he is God, okay? I explained to him how much she values him and she loves him. And I said, I'm begging you, please don't. Because I opened up this box by telling her, I made the decision to say, this is who your father is, baby, so you can get to know him. I did that. Nobody put nothing in my head.
At what age did you disclose that information with her and tell her, this is your dad, your real dad?
7. She was 7. Okay. She was 7. She was 7 years old. I tell her, boom. I'm showing her pictures. I look just like him. This is how people are like, how does she know who I look just like him. If you see also in the messages, there was a FaceTime call. He sends it. Well, I didn't post his number, but he tried, there was FaceTime through the app. We did that. We talked. They FaceTimed. They started to build. My only reservation is, I just know how he is. This is not to paint him negatively. Take out the fact he dogged me. I'm cool. I'm not tripping. It's the fact that when you're dealing with someone who has their own emotional traumas and detachments, and you have a child who, I never met anyone as emotional as her. So when I know the two I'm dealing with, you have to be mindful of how you move. When he left and stood her up, that girl lost her mind. I had no clue how to handle it. I had never seen it. Not even to tell my baby's big. I have to get her in therapy. I'm paying out of pocket. Mom of 5 kids, paying out of pocket so my baby can get therapy, because she is not coping with what's happening. She's not coping with how he's moving. She came to me crying. In my second video I posted, she's coming to me crying about how he's leaving her in red. That's not my doing, y'all. That's not my doing. It's This isn't baby mama versus baby daddy. I'm not here to bash him. My baby dad was struggling when I left. And my decision not to put him on child support was because I didn't want him, like my first baby dad, to end up having to resort to selling drugs or doing something wrong because he can't survive. I know how I feel to get garnished. You can't do much of nothing. So I made the decision, I'm going to do this by myself. I'm going to thug it out. And when he's ready, he'll hit me. I can't force him. When he's ready, he hit me. And when he hit me, I allowed him. They text on her tablet. I don't intervene. That's her father. A kid needs both parents, bro. I'm not here to intervene that. So the narrative, and then he's like, the narrative of my kids are jealous. Huh?
Right. Yeah, I was going to ask you that next. So people who haven't seen the full interview, if you haven't seen the interview, basically, he basically said that from 2 weeks to 1 year, you have no contact, no idea where she is at all. So then at 1 year old, you get back in contact through a friend, and then the friend gives you a P.O. box so that you can then send items to your baby and support your baby.
Correct. So once I start to send her that, then I get a message like, stop sending her stuff because her other siblings aren't receiving things from their father. So they're starting to question the mom, why daddy not sending us stuff? You feel me?
Okay. So you sending her stuff, you sending your baby stuff, and your baby's mom tells you, listen, I got other kids. I don't want my other kids feeling the type of way. Don't send anything. So yeah, then once she tells you not to send anything, then what?
I mean, from there, it's kind of like, where do you go? I already tried the court.
Mind you, my last baby daddy took care of them all. He took care of them all. Okay? Not one beat was skipped. Birthdays, this, that, hairdos, this, that, nothing was skipped. And if it wasn't for him, I'm a hustle. Understand me. Mine are not going. Do you think I went 10 years on my own and didn't make nothing happen? You see her, she's fine. I'm not going to let my children drown regardless of whatever situation. These are situations I put myself in, and I'm going to make sure they straight, bro. It's cap. Why would I let him? Okay, so answer. If I said that, why would I let him here now? He's doing for her now. He's buying for her stuff now. So what changed that narrative? Why would I allow it now, but I didn't then? It doesn't make sense. I have 5 children. My baby dad.
Not saying you, because I hear what you're saying, and I get it. Because I'm like, shoot, that's, if you got extra kids, like anything is gonna help. But some people do have the mentality of, I'm mad at you. I don't want nothing from you. Don't send me nothing. So that's when he said.
But here's this.
Like, I don't know.
But here's this. If that's the case, again, go back to the facts of I was sending the man pictures and updates of his child. You'll never see me aggressive. You'll never see me every question he asked. So I put the fact that he dogged me out to the side because it's not about me, y'all. That's personal. I would never want any child to go without their father. I know what that feels like. So when he wants to try, I'm going to let him try. If you've seen my TikTok, I defend him and people are bashing me for defending him. I have defended his character and said, listen, he's trying. He's here now. I'm blessed at that. Because that child needs her father. My other 2 kids are some thugs. They like, girl, I ain't even, but that one wants her father. She wants her father. My other 2 are dealing with the fact that their daddy got life. But even they have their moments where they're traumatized and they have their issues and and I'm not going to ever stand in that. Then he said that he tried to take me to court. It's a lie. Take me to court. Please and thank you. Okay? Please and thank you. Why? Tell me this. Why would I avoid that? So you mean a mom of 5 who's been raising kids her whole life don't want to break from at least, one extra, and you think I don't want the financial support for what would going to court harm me? What's the negative? There's no negative, babe. There's no negative. On top of that, you wouldn't even have to take me to court. It's his kid like it's mine. I'm not no bitter baby mama, bro. The relationship didn't work. That's fine. We were even friends recently. It wasn't until baby girl did that interview and exposed who he was that really bothered him. Because people didn't really know who he,
Who is baby girl?
Paris Milan. He sent me the screenshot like, you ready for this roller coaster? I didn't know who she was or what talking about. She went and dug up his name and did all this investigation. I didn't have nothing to do with that. I didn't have nothing to do with what she did. But once that happened, then he started making jokes. Oh, if I had 3 baby daddies and no family, I'd be mad too. Listen, let me tell you something. If you have to start over 90 times from leaving situations that don't mean you no well, do it. You can't make fun of me from leaving a situation that wouldn't mean no well. In one of the screenshots, one day I said, I need to talk to him and tell him how bad he did me. In the messages, you see me telling him, you made me do this. You did this. You did this.
Yeah,
you did this.
I glanced through that one, and at the end he said, I'm glad you got it all out or something.
You hear me? He said, this isn't somebody who denied my allegations. He said, I'm glad you got it out. Not an apology, not nothing, but I'm cool. But I just needed to say that so he knows, like, this is the hell you had me in, and I need to express that to you. But I still, in another one, you'll see me say, listen, I'm not down in you, BD. I know you're working on your own traumas. I'm just asking you to please stay consistent because she needs you. She needs you. You'll see the messages. This is not my opinion versus his. This is not baby mama versus baby daddy. And I hate today because society has made it baby mama versus baby daddy. So you got the men over here wanting to back him because we got them messed up, and you got the women over here. But nah, you back what's right, bro. The facts have shown I never kept that man. That man knew where I was the whole time. He had access to me, okay? He had access to me. And when he wanted to see his kid, he saw his kid. So the fact that I'm being drugged, the fact that I'm being lied on is beyond me. You guys, it's beyond me. Even from all his, and I'm still not going to speak bad on him. That's a black man who made it out of this. My baby dad went online and bragged about how he makes 7 figures and he left me to drown with his child. So somehow that's cool. Somehow that's cute. Not for me to judge. But I did what I had to for his kid for 10 years. And even if I did move out of state, that stops somebody from being a father.
Okay. So when you went to Colorado, you have her name and stuff, right? You weren't able to locate, like, if she was ever on any assistance.
She's never been for anything, as far as getting any assistance or no case, no child support. You know what I'm saying? So it's a new case. You have to have these things, people to pull them up. So the only thing I had was a PO box. So it's kind of like, okay, you're in Colorado. Where? You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and I think it's just more of a thing of you thinking I'm gonna take this child from you. You feel me?
That was the PO box, and that he didn't have any information to go off of to find you because you didn't go to court.
Nique, mama.
I'm just saying.
No, listen to me, beautiful. The man never took me to court. If the man took me to court, I would at least be able to get a little bit of help to where I'm not drowning. I am as old as I am, and I am just now starting to do stuff for myself because I couldn't afford it, because I put my kids first, because I didn't have the help. Okay? So I promise you, y'all can believe what y'all want. I'm telling you what I know. That would not hurt me to get some type of help. When it's too much and I have nobody and I have nothing, okay, to be like, call your dad, have your dad do it, to have that support. Y'all not hearing me though.
Right.
He's popular down south, so everybody's riding his train because, you know, and that's why a lot of people be scared to speak up and say something because of who he is. It ain't right. I ain't did nothing. Read the messages. Paint the narrative. I did nothing but be nice, supportive. All I did was my part. I cannot control that man being on his phone when he seen his kid. I can't control that man hugging her the way he hugged her or saying what's up. I don't control that. That's what they judging the boy on. How that's my fault? How that's my fault? You know what I'm saying? How? You gotta make it make sense.
The pushback that I seen from the comments, I think it was mainly off of the narrative that it was difficult for him to find you. So a lot of the comments that I seen, like the pushback of it was the difficulty in like co-parenting, and I also seen his like reaction ones too.
Okay, but then paint me this. If he couldn't find me, I magically just popped up and said, hey, come see your kid. If I already had that energy for 10 years, why would I stop it? He still ain't giving me no child support. He's doing for his kid directly. It's of no, other than him dealing with his kid, I'm not benefiting in this. Like, you gotta make it make sense. So how did you contact me? How did we start this? We was cool. When he just came this last time, we threw her a mini birthday party. We got her other siblings. Her mentor was there. My best friend was there. Everything was cool. How does all of that, how do you go from nothing to that? No, I've always kept the energy of that's her father. And no matter how he is or what I feel, he got to work on his traumas. And my goal and my hope is that one day he'll be everything she needs him to be. That's it. I'm still not going to bash that man. It don't, tearing him down don't bring me up. He want to be funny and, oh, this, take me to court, please.
The only thing I think is to co-parent, I think sometimes the conversation needs to be had to where, you know, listen, let's get this out. What's your issue? What's my issue? Let's get this out so that we can just move forward. But you quit playing with me, I keep playing with you, and we could just do what we got to do for the child.
Nique, you're not hearing. We were just friends. Yeah. Me and him were just friends. What you doing? What you doing? We were just friends. There was no need for a mediator for nothing, sis. When she had her PTA meeting, I called him on FaceTime so he can talk to the teachers too. This is how cool we just were. This internet
he was saying he was blocked or something. That's all I'm going off of.
Baby, listen to me.
He said he was blocked and then he couldn't call or something.
Nique, as of recent, we were just friends.
So I'm pausing. Okay. So during the time that you're talking about after the situation went viral, because he was talking about, I think he said that he was blocked in February. So according to him, he said that he was supposed to take her or do something with her on February 14th on Valentine's, and then he broke the promise, and then he did not see your baby. Now he said that he was blocked from February to, I think he said July. Now you're saying that you didn't block him at that time?
No. Yeah, no. He was blocked in too. No. Let me fix it because I don't want to be. I blocked him then. Let me tell you why. So when he came in December, he asked her to be his Valentine, the cutest shit ever, girl. It was cute. Mm-hmm. I said, cool, that's so cute. Boom, boom, boom. He had sent her some skates. They were gonna go skating. He likes to skate. He had sent her some skates. She was planning her outfit. They're going on a skate date. It was like February 12th. And I'm like, I ain't heard from him. He ain't coming. I called him and said, so it's the 12th. You normally would have called me and told me your hotel or flight. So clearly you're not coming. So when were you going to tell her that? He said, I got booked for something. I'll come in at the time. I'm like, yeah, but you still got to communicate that love because she in there picking out an outfit for a day that's not going to happen. Right. You're not understanding how severe that is. You got to communicate that. There's nothing wrong with you getting busy. He's a busy man and I'm blessed. And I'm the one who encouraged him and pushed him to be what he becoming. In them interviews when he's shouting his baby mom out, that's me. I'm the one, I encourage him. It's so dope that he made it out this shit. I promise to God it is. So I'm not tripping if he gets booked, but you got to tell me because then I'm dealing with the emotional distress, the depression, the whatever for my kid because you stood her up. So then he said, well, she could have told me that. And I said, well, she's comfortable with me. I mean, she just met you, my boy. She told me, so I'm telling you so we can, have an understanding. So, he said, well, she has to grow up at some point. I cursed him smooth motherfucking out. He hung up on me. At that point, I took her tablet and discommunicated the communication. He then started texting the tablet knowing I had already took it. So mind you, in my second video, she's crying to me in the living room because he's leaving her home red. He's picking up the phone. He's hanging up. That's when afterward I'm calling him going out. So everything he's doing is calculated to make it look away online. He knew damn well I had already took her tablet because I told him, I begged him, please post the message, Jesus. I begged him, please don't do that to her. After that, she lost her mind. I had to have her in therapy around the clock. It was appointments weekly. It was a continuous fight. She was taking her anger out on any and everybody she could. Like, it was a thing. And I begged that boy not to do that because I knew I would have to deal with the aftermath. So now imagine you got 5 kids, you got 1 kid who's like, now she acting like she 3 kids in one because she's completely giving me hell on all accords. It's not right, bro. It ain't right on her level or mine. I don't deserve that. She don't deserve that. I got enough on my plate than to have to now, I got to monitor. She's literally losing her mind behind her dad. And I tell him that, listen, when you left, this is what it did. I'm explaining that. So in the red, I'm blocking out the details. But then I'm begging you, please do better. I'm not down on you, BD. I'm not mad at you but please, I'm asking you to please do better. That's it. So then I did discontinue communication. And then when he hit me and said it was July or beginning of August that he wanted to see her, I said, okay. And I explained to him, I'm taking a risk by doing this. Because if you do it again, all the months of therapy is down the drain and I'm back at square one. But I'm doing it because she needs you. So yes, BD, that's fine. And I made it happen. I arranged it all. I brought her. We were super cool. Like I said, my friends was there. Her friends was at her birthday party. Everybody was, we was cool, bro. This caused the to where we're not friends anymore. We were just friends. So it's unfortunate. So I don't think needs to be a mediator. I'm not tripping. I'm not upset. It's his baby. Nique is his child. Okay. I need the help. I need to help with his child. The other kids, I'll take care of. My other baby dad is active as hell with his kids. They're fine. My other kids, they're fine. Everybody's fine. I'm not tripping. We're good. He can take care. He can do whatever he wants with his daughter. He bought her name brand stuff and this. She was showing it off to the world. She was super excited. There's nothing wrong with that. He can afford it. That's cool. I ain't tripping. It's his money, not mine. So to this bitter baby mama, she ran up with my kid. You cannot explain to me how I have all those messages if he didn't know where I was. And at no point, I think once in the messages, he asked to see her and I said, we can make that happen. That's it. That's it. That's all, y'all. That's it. When he was ready, it happened. That's it. That's it. That's it. And so now I would hope that people they can read both sides and they can do whatever they want to do. But just know I done came on here rough and I don't even like being on FaceTime for real. I done came on here rough just to get this out the way, just to say, hey, this is my truth, y'all. He can see his child. I'm not kidding. She'll be there. And I want to make sure he's on top of his shit and he's doing what he's supposed to. And as long as he do that, I ain't tripping. But that girl needs her father specifically. She needs him. And that's just what it is. It was all fun and games until society decided to scrutinize that man for his reaction. And he could not handle that. And then it turned enemies. Then he was upset at me because he feels like I did this on purpose. If he posted this video first, how am I supposed to know it's going to go viral? He posted this 10 months ago. I just joined TikTok and was like, what beautiful moments or funny moments do I have with my kids? So I was posting just anything funny or beautiful on my phone, which that was one. So people who don't know me, I play a lot. Like, did he stay around? Tune in. But I was joking. I had no clue for the love of Christ that this was going to happen. I was not prepared for this. I didn't know. But when people ask me, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to pay some weak narrative like I just ran off with his baby because he won't me. And no, I had to get to where I had family. I had support. Because when you're in a situation like that, living with the person treating you like that, you'll never understand until you're in it. I had to get to my family. If my family lived in that state, I would have stayed. I had nothing. I had nobody. I had preeclampsia. I was messed up. I needed to help. My mom was here and my mom and them helped me. That's the only reason I left. But that doesn't stop somebody from being a father. It does not. Again, look at the screenshots. If he did not know where I was, how could he randomly, whenever he wanted to, text and ask me, how is she? Da-da-da. I tell him she lost her tooth. She has strep throat. She's going through this. She hates doing chores. I'm telling him all of that. If you see anything marked out in red, that's just anything that was her private business, like the stuff she was going through while she needed therapy. Her reaction, once he did that, everything she was doing afterwards, I blurred that part out. So, I'm not putting my baby on blast online. But other than that, I don't got no reason to lie. This doesn't benefit me. I would wish he didn't get slandered. But I'm hoping that maybe that'll make him change. Maybe he'll say, but instead he's going on a Save Face campaign. instead of really focusing and saying, let me get this together and do right. Instead, he wants to let me talk to this blog and do this and this and this and this so that I can save my face. And then I'm going to say, I took her to court. And somehow this mom of 5 kids don't want no help because she that stubborn? Hell no. Okay? I'm mom from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. I'm at her school because this drama is going on. I'm at this school because this teenager got this drama going on. My son, help. Please. No. So all this to say, my love, it's a lie, okay? The screenshots will show you it's a lie. The screenshots will say that I'm telling him why I left and why I never looked back and how he did me. And his acknowledgement to that was, I'm glad you got it out. He's well aware. So I made him aware of why I left. He didn't deny anything. He didn't debunk anything, okay? And I sent him that years ago. This wasn't no recent message I sent him. I've been to him that years ago. And when he hit me and said, I want to be there for her birthday. I want to see her for Christmas. I made it happen without a hiccup. Can't nobody force me to do nothing. That's my child, okay? Can't nobody force me like, Rena, Jamar's coming to town and you got to take him. Can't nobody force me to do nothing. I did it on my own accord because I want her to have a relationship with her father. That's it. You know, right. I'm not tripping.
Well, I guess we could end it on that note. Thank you for coming on the platform. I was just like, because people was coming at me too, like, you need to hear her side. And I'm like, I'm not opposed to hearing her side. Like, I would like to hear both sides.
I appreciate y'all. I was only avoiding it. Y'all, I'm on here really looking ready for it. But anyway, I was opposed because I'm just trying to let it die. The more that goes into it, the more it continues. But then it makes me look away if I don't. So I'm damned if I do. I'm damned if I don't. It's just kind of like them double-edged swords. You know what I'm saying? But the messages is the most important here because it's going to take out the opinions and it's going to show the facts. So then people can take facts. Did he act like he was in Colorado? Yes. Did she contact him and send pictures of her? Yes. You know what I'm saying? So it's then at that point, it'll kind of shut all that shit down to where people can't speculate that. And it's not me saying I don't have to lie. Like I said, he's in her life because I'm allowing him to. Not because anybody made me. Not no court, not no nothing. He never took me to court. Okay? Mm-hmm. How am I not show up? I left the next day. So what court documents? What do you have that's legit that we can pull up in the Tennessee records? Not nothing he can have in Photoshop, but what can we pull up in the Tennessee records that's going to say you took me to court? It's not going to happen because it didn't happen. It didn't happen. You don't go 10 years without seeing your kid and be cool. You go from trying to take me to court to not being there for 10 years. It doesn't make sense. So anyway, all that to say, yeah, girl. Yeah, so I appreciate you.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, please just give them screenshots.
Hopefully, it don't get kicked up any further. Y'all could just, have a conversation to where, it is what it is. This is what it is. Just
it'll only stop if he wants to change. If you lie to yourself and you want yourself to believe your own lie, you can't fix you because you're living a lie. He has to just say, you know what? I have my own traumas. I had my own shit I went through. In his original post, he says that I wasn't ready. He says that in his original post, I was not ready. I let this and this get in the way. He says that. So then how am I wrong for saying what he's already said? He's acknowledged where he was. So all he can do is say, you know what? I wasn't ready. You know what? This happened and y'all can judge me, but I'm here now. And truly, that's what matters. We can't make up 10 years absence, but we can go forward. I'm all for it. But you can't tell me that I'm painting that man nowhere, do nothing away when he's acknowledged his absence. He's acknowledged what he did. I ain't run off with that boy's baby. He knew where I was. But if I have to get to my family for support because I'm living with the person doing everything, absolutely. Right. What am I gonna do? Hell. So anyway, I appreciate you, Nique.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on. I definitely appreciate it. And the people will love to hear your side. All right, guys, that's all for this video. Let me know what you think. What do you think about her response to the story? Let me know down below. Also, if you have not visited my website as of yet, y'all already know to go to my website, www.niqueatnight.com, and get you some adult goodies. Because, I mean, out of all the stuff that I got on my website, the adult goodies is the stuff that y'all seem to like and enjoy. So see if I got an adult goodie for you. Okay? Okay. All right, guys.